Have you heard of the Bangladeshi bank heist?
No.
Now we're talking, right? This is going to blow your mind. And again, it doesn't sound good right now, but it's going to be good. So the biggest bank robbery in history was, I think it's about $60 million in Brazil in about 2015, 2016. With cybercrime recently, they almost hacked $1 billion from the Bangladeshi bank using the SWIFT system, right? For context, that year, the Bangladeshi GDP was like 230 billion. So think with GDP as well, it's movement of money. It's not total money. If Chris sends George 10 and I send it back, boom, 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 that acts towards the GDP, but it's just us exchanging money. So imagine taking $1 billion like that from a developing country immediately. And the only reason that failed, the only reason this isn't, there will be, I think, within 5 to 10 years, there will be a COVID-like moment. Do you remember pandemics before COVID? It was like bird flu, swine flu. You'd just be like, oh, the sun's just trying to get clicks and things like that. I remember I used to tell people about COVID in January, February. I won't say who, but they used to call me Conspiracy George for bringing up COVID. And now, obviously, pandemics are taken very seriously. But there will be a 9/11 or a COVID-like moment for cyber where things get very, very dark very fast. And I think the Bangladeshi bank heist is only a tiny example of that, where you go from $60 million robbery in person to $1 billion overnight. And the only reason why it failed is because the hackers that were working on this system, so they sent an email with a CV application. The person at the bank clicks on the CV, infects everything. Yep. They're working on it for a year. They time it perfectly during the New Year's holidays. Everything about this heist has gone perfect. Bear in mind, this bank would only move about 300K around. The SWIFT system, so it goes to the Federal Reserve in America, because it sees 1 billion and they're like, yeah, sure. So it's like the security systems weren't in place. The only reason it failed is because two things. One, they had a typo for the addresses. So literally, it didn't fail because of the amount. It failed because of
human error.
Human error. And it was a really basic English spelling that they made a mistake. And then two, the bank in the Philippines they were sending it to was called Jupiter Street. And Jupiter was a company associated with Iranian money laundering. So it just happened to flag in the system. Otherwise, it would have gone through. And
both of which were human error.
$1 billion would have been taken from Bangladesh, like one of the poorest countries in the world, like that. And the impact that has. And you then begin to realize what happens at one point when certain airlines get attacked, certain banking systems get attacked. And we're so like, but because I say the word cybersecurity and only 3% of the audience have carried on right now, it's so boring. But we need stronger memes around it because it's such an important topic.
Yeah. Wasn't it, you told me some story about the salary that was offered for the British head of cybersecurity.
So the head of cybersecurity in the UK, we spoke about this last time, got offered a salary, or like on LinkedIn Jobs, it was 55 to 65K pounds for the UK
about $70,000, $80,000.
Yeah, which, listen, is obviously a great income for most of the world. But for the head of cybersecurity,
when you're dealing with hackers that are trying to steal $1 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just evidently something.
It's not sexy.
That's specifically, I'm going to guess, a governmental problem, because I'm going to presume the head of cybersecurity at Facebook is paid an ungodly amount of money because they are already red-pilled on just how big of a deal this is.
Mm-hmm. But if Facebook goes down, it's obviously a big issue. But if government systems go down, a lot worse.
If the emotion caused by the meme is greater than the friction of spreading it, you've cracked the meme algorithm.
It's exactly that. That is an example of a simple but not easy truth. That is all memes. Does the emotion outweigh the friction of spreading it? If so, you've created that positive one number that it begins to spread. It's so simple.
You've got one in here that's the same as mine. The easiest way to predict the next meme is to look at the current memes and bet on counter memes appearing. You take that from me. You better have done.
Potentially.
It was my idea. The fastest growing companies in the next 10 years will have a chief meme officer working for them directly or indirectly.
Like if you look at all these fast growing consumer businesses, they either have a chief meme officer in-house. So you can think of these influencer celebrities that are creating a McGregor with Proper 12, the McGregor meme, and all the kind of sub memes that he creates around him. Who the fuck is that guy? Et cetera. Then product there, or they'll have memes working through them indirectly that they'll ride on. So like we was chatting about Marek Health. This isn't a plug, but obviously your testosterone numbers going through the roof,
Yeah.
and the Huberman meme, people chatting about optimization, and I guess they do have Derek running it, but still riding that meme movement.
Yeah.
If they would have done it 5 to 10 years ago, it probably wouldn't have the impact
company.
that it's happening. But now, chief meme officer, indirectly or directly, boom.
Yeah, I think I learned about this word, you're glowing. You taught me about that a while ago. Zach taught me about it, and then Mark won't shut up about it as well. You know what that is? Like when someone looks like a federal plant and they're putting across information that is to persuade the populace, but people can see through the fact that they're actually doing it on behalf of the CIA. Ex-CIA agent says that CIA isn't actually listening to your phone calls. Mate, you're glowing, right? Like that's the sort of shit that they'll say. But I think people are skeptical now, even of memes. Perfect example. Did you see what Gymshark did with Francis Ngannou, where he broke that door? Switch it out. Get the orange boy in there. Go on. You see where Francis Ngannou broke a door?
No.
Right. So Gymshark like fed a video onto Reddit that they created of CCTV of a person that was supposed to be Francis Ngannou, didn't turn out to be him, breaking the door of a corner shop, the glass door that was closed.
Yeah, I've seen this, yeah.
Yes, right? And they staged it, created it, used a stunt double instead of Francis for the bit where the glass breaks, put Francis back in, had him get shouted at by this fake shopkeeper in a fake shop front, fed it using a burner account onto Reddit. And then from Reddit, it got picked up by Twitter. And then from Twitter, it got picked up and signal boosted. And some people saw through it like this looks like it because he's wearing Gymshark. This looks like a plant from Gymshark or whatever. But for the most part, made headlines, papers picked up on it, all the rest of it. So yeah, how would you say, the like contrived meme complex or the manipulated meme complex, like the MMC, is something that everyone's skeptical about. You know,
I look at each platform now like a meme information highway, and each one produces different memes just due to the constraints of it. So the memes that get produced from TikTok are quite unique and
correct. Yeah, they don't export particularly well.
Yeah, whereas people that come out of YouTube, like yourself, slightly different. Yeah. What's interesting though is most memes that get created, you go back and it's Reddit, it's 4chan, maybe bits of Twitter, and it goes down the meme information highways and then ends up at LinkedIn.
I wonder, all roads lead to boomer Facebook.
Yeah, WhatsApp message from parents, yeah.
I wonder whether one of the reasons that 4chan and Reddit work particularly well is our written memes the most robust of all. Because you can turn something that works on written into video, into spoken, but the reverse isn't necessarily true. Like there was that one of the dude was he drinking like ocean fresh cranberry juice whilst skateboarding down the street listening to Led Zeppelin or something? It's like some song from some band. And then this song's now #1 across the world because this one dude skateboarded whilst drinking cranberry juice or something. Fucking sales of cranberry juice went through the roof and he's now the ambassador for fucking Ocean Fresh or something. That doesn't necessarily translate across onto written word, but most written word memes can be translated across and do get used.
Potentially, but I think another factor so it's, have you heard the Lollapalooza effect?
It's where you stack multiple biases.
When you have multiple biases. So on that specific point, I think you've got that, but it's not just that. It's also the fact that most people on there are pseudonymous and anonymous, which means they can just see the Overton window here and go, I'm going to go through here. And then ultimately it's the memes that shift the Overton window with time. But the ability for them to be pseudonymous and anonymous and then create something that they can go into territories that right now the meme industrial complex won't touch. And then they push it through.
This episode is brought to you by Element. Stop having coffee first thing in the morning. Your adenosine system that caffeine acts on isn't even active for the first 90 minutes of the day, but your adrenal system is, and salt acts on your adrenal system. Element contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio of sodium, potassium, and magnesium with no sugar, no gluten, no coloring, no artificial ingredients, or any other BS. It plays a critical role in reducing muscle cramps and fatigue while optimizing brain health, regulating appetite, and curbing cravings. The orange flavor in a cold glass of water is literally the best way to start your morning. I've done it every single day for over 3 years now, way before they were a partner on the show, and I love it. Best of all, there is a no BS, no questions asked refund policy, so you can buy absolutely risk-free, and if you do not like it for any reason, they will give you your money back, and you don't even need to return the box. Right now, you can get a free sample pack of all 8 flavors with your first box by going to the link in the description below or heading to drinklmnt.com/modernwisdom. That's drinklmnt.com/modern wisdom. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoyed that clip, you will love the full-length podcast in all its glory, which is available right here. Go on. Press it.